to our weekly updates on Friday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. Today is Friday, October 3rd, and a lot of updates as usual. And I put epigraph: AI updates arrive faster than your coffee cools, which is kind of feels true. Anyway, we start with the leaderboard as usual. Not a lot of changes. One thing is I'm looking at GLM 4.6. The GLM 4.5 is approximately here. There are a lot of models which share the same space, but the GLM 4.6 is on the level of the latest Claude 4.5, so it should be all the way here. But we still don't have Claude 4.5 here and GLM 4.6, but there is a major breakthrough, which probably we'll see next week on the leaderboard. Okay, so Anthropic Claude Sonnet 4.5, arguably the best coding model. What they claim is that it can autonomously do a lot of work step by step, and up to 30 hours, actually more than 30 hours. It's very interesting. The AI task duration is doubling every 7 months. So they say it's like new Moore's law. And yeah, I'm already using Claude Sonnet 4.5, both at work and for personal use. So far, it works great. Now, another model is GLM 4.6. This is coming from China, from Jipu.ai or Z.ai. Very good model. There are a lot of videos which test side by side Sonnet versus GLM, and they claim GLM is better, although Zipo people themselves say that in some tests it's better, in some tests it's not better than Claude, but they're very similar. So this is extremely exciting, also because it's much cheaper. You see the prices for input-output tokens per million tokens is only 60 cents for input and $2 for output, compared with Claude Sonnet at 3 and 15. So it's like 5 times, even more, like cheaper. So yeah, this is great, of course. And the model is open weights. The size of the model is half of the DeepSeek. So it's only 353 billion parameters, and 32 billion is active. So it's fast, it's power efficient. Yeah, it's great model. Next, Claude Code 2.0. So you know that Claude Code is a terminal-based tool, but now they have upgraded it. Now they have a GUI, a real GUI, running as a Visual Studio Code extension, and it can work now with Sonnet 4.5, and it has a lot of enhanced features, operates as autonomous agent, automatic checkpoints, which is very useful because it saves the work so you can return to previous versions, sub-agents, hooks, background tasks, parallel tasks, much higher autonomy, multi-step planning and execution. So a lot of changes, again, very exciting. Next is Open Sora 2. Well, this is like people are making so many videos about this, so many examples. It's by invitation only, available like for ChatGPT Pro users, which is $200 a month. And there is a Sora.com website where you can explore the videos, and if you have an invitation, then you can actually generate the videos. But they are photorealistic, minute-long videos. And what they're doing with this Sora.com is basically it mimics TikTok. So you can generate a lot of short videos. So here are some examples. It implements strong watermarking. So if you want to include a real person, you can actually provide documents confirming their identity and so on. So they're very strict about that. Next, Perplexity Search API. This is really exciting. If you ever tried to implement search in your Python script, you know how difficult it is. You have to go through proxies, you have to write a lot of code. There are multiple APIs. Well, Google has its own API, but still it's difficult. And then when you get the results, then you need to parse the results and do something with it. But Perplexity Search API makes it so simple. So Perplexity is a search engine, kind of like Google, and they give you access to search with 0.4 second median latency, which is very, very fast, right? Hundreds of billions of web pages, and it combines keyword and semantic search, so it understands your query and gives you what you need, right? Because it's basically AI driven, structured outputs for AI agents. API does not use user data to train its models. Very cheap, $5 per thousand search results. It's really cheap. REST API design. So this is example how you would query it from Unix prompt using curl. So Perplexity Search API is ideal for real-time information retrieval, LLM-powered assistance, a scalable, well-grounded search infrastructure. So yes, this is amazing tool. This is absolutely amazing. Next, ChatGPT Pulse for Pro mobile users. So the idea is you can ask ChatGPT Pulse to provide you personalized updates, and it will do it. It will work during night, and then in the morning you can see updates. So this is a new feature. It is as a preview for pro users. Again, pro users paying $200 a month on mobile, so on the phone. K2 Think 32B AI reasoning model. This is Arabic, United Arab Emirates, and this is by this MBZUAI, which is Mohammed bin Zayed University of Artificial Intelligence. So high quality model, works very fast because they're using Cerebras, and remember Cerebras, this is unique chip, which is like 8.5 by 8.5 inches. It's like huge chip. And so this is the world's most parameter efficient advanced reasoning model, showing that highly effective performance can be achieved with compact architectures. Next, OpenAI GDPval measures model performance and economically valuable real-world tasks across 44 occupants. So this is the link, and these are some graphs. And another benchmark is coming from Meta. It's called Meta GAIA, benchmark for general AI assistance. Next, yeah, this is just plug for my channel. So name of the channel, Lev Selector. This is the link. We do it every Friday. Please subscribe to get notified. And please answer questions. I usually ask questions under the video or in comments. Next, Moonshot AI OK Computer. It's using Kimi K2 model, and it is autonomous systems. There are so many examples, people creating autonomous systems, both US and Europe and China. So this is one more. Gemini Robotics 1.5 brings AI agents into a physical world. So these are some images where you see robots. So it's a vision language action, VLA model, which turns visual information and instructions into motor commands for the robot. Next, Databricks commits 100 million in OpenAI spending. Well, Databricks, anyway, it's a separate issue. Distyl AI raises 175 million in funding at 1.8 billion valuation. What's interesting, this is AI consulting platform. Right, so, and you see they're doing financially very well. Next, Alibaba Wan 2.2 Animate. So what it does, it creates animations. So it's open source AI video generation and character animation developed by Alibaba, by the Tongji Lab. These are the people who create Qwen models and everything good AI stuff from Alibaba. So users can animate any static character image and replace characters in existing videos using motion facial expressions extracted from reference videos. So basically they can do cartoons now. Kling AI 2.5 Turbo, text to video models. So this is a commercial model from China. Enhancements in motion fluidity, prompt adherence, scene realism, aesthetic precision. We spoke about this model last week, I think, It's good, it's fast, it's cheap, not as good as Google's model in terms of maybe quality, but really fast and really useful. Qwen-Image-Edit-2509. So it's September, right? Open weights, multi-image editing, and single image consistency. And Qwen3-Max, it's a commercial model, coding and agentic models surpassing top Western models in thinking and Python use models. So Qwen3-Max. And by the way, let me return to this leaderboard. And if we look at coding and look at Qwen3-Max, here it is. You see, it's right there on the top right after Claude, even before Gemini 2.5 Pro. So just to give you an idea, but it's not open source. Next, Grok for government. Grok, so Elon Musk XAI gives Grok 4 for US federal agencies at 42 cents per department for a year and a half. So they made this arrangement. Meta Fair, remember Facebook AI research, open sourced code world model. 32 billion parameters, learns coding by interacting with and executing code. Next, Facebook adds an AI dating assistant. Updated dating platform, improve match recommendations. Interesting. Emad Mostaque, we spoke about his position and his company and what he's doing. Now he released a book which you can look up at Amazon. So Emad believes traditional economic structures will be obsolete within 3 years. He warns about the permanent underclass if AI benefits undistributed properly. Remember, we spoke about this separation in elite who owns AI and underclass who is everybody else. He proposes a proof of benefit cryptocurrency where proceeds fund beneficial AI research, advocates for universal AI access and open source models, emphasizes the importance of caring and giving a damn. Okay, so great. So we have his book. Next, Abacus. They created the DeepAgent, and now it is desktop and CLI, command line interface. This is high quality. We spoke about it multiple times, and it's getting better and better. All-in-one AI assistant for desktop use. Agentic browsing, workflows for coding, scripting, business tasks, integration with top models, and MCP protocol, Windows, Mac, Linux, very easy to install and use. Not free, but very affordable. Next, Meta Vibes, discover and create AI videos for Instagram. Meta Vibes is a new feature introduced by Meta with the Meta AI app, and the Meta AI website enables users to browse, create, remix short-form AI-generated videos. The Vibes feed is populated entirely by AI-generated clips, which users can modify using text prompt, upload their own visual elements, remix, and so on. So it's kind of TikTok, right? Anything. This is actually the name of the company, Anything. This is a text to app startup. They're in San Francisco. These are the founders, and these are the LinkedIn profiles. So this is app offering all the tools from databases to storage and payment functionality that users need to run business on the web or send their vibe-coded creations to App Store. Company initial traction explosive, reaching 2 million annualized run rate in just 2 weeks. Yes, there's so much happening like this. Well, the new thing is actually Firebase Studio, which is coming from Google, which is providing all that, and you can create an app using Google infrastructure in a minute or two. So there's a lot of competition in this area. Tinker API for fine tuning. So remember Mira Murati, who used to be CTO of OpenAI, and then she started a company called the Thinking Machines Lab. So now they came up with their first product, which is called Tinker. And this is a distributed system to fine tune the models. It supports large models. It comes with low-level API, open source Tinker cookbook for implementing. So yeah, this is great, and this announcement is on their website, thinkingmachines.ai. Next, Microsoft Unified Agent Framework. There's a famous framework which is called Autogen, and they retired. And so they substitute Autogen and semantic kernel by this new system called Microsoft Unified Agent Framework, right? Here you see Microsoft Agent Framework. Well, Microsoft is known for renaming their systems every year or two, well, this is a good thing, I guess. The unify agent development, deployment, observability, offers safety features and task adherence for enterprise clients. PII means personality identifiable information. A deep integration with Azure Cloud, which is Microsoft Cloud, Azure AI Foundry for enterprise-grade AI. Okay, Cerebras. So I already spoke about Cerebras earlier today. So they produce these chips, which are huge. You see these human hands holding this chip. So they raised 1.1 billion, and their valuation come up to 8.1. So they are growing fast, installing their data centers in different places. Detecting hallucinations in RAG with 85% accuracy. This is very interesting work. It's actually, this article is in Russian, but you know, today with AI, you can take Russian text and just give it to, like in my case, I gave it to Perplexity and ask it to read it and summarize it for me. So it, using Anthropic circuit tracing and cross-layer transcoders, so they were able to achieve, to detect like where the data is coming from. Is it hallucinated or it is actually coming from the data? Very interesting work. Periodic labs. This is a project to create AI scientist, not just a scientist who summarizes a lot of information from scientific papers, but actually a scientist who operates in physical world, who creates scientific setups and sets experiments, analyzes the results, so equipped with physical laboratories to accelerate scientific discovery, focusing initially on physical scientists. The founding team includes leaders from major AI and scientific projects. They are backed by prominent investors. They are also running academic grant program to support pioneering research. So it's called Periodic Labs. Next, Genspark AI Workspace. Very interesting. So this is how their website looks. And you see they have slides and sheets and so on. So it's not Google Slides, it's not Microsoft, although you can work inside the system and you can save it in, let's say, Word, Excel, or PDF. So what they allow you to do, it's a prompt driven, so you can talk to it and you can create all kind of documents, you can edit them, you can change them. You see AI slides, sheets, docs, spots, charts, image, video, download for me, AI call for me, and do some work. So it's kind of a universal desktop application for work. It has no code interface, a configurable collaborative workspace, kind of like Google Drive, Google Workspace. Customized slide layout, color themes, export to PDF, PowerPoint, Notion, and web. Can now work with all popular models, even the latest Claude 4.5. And they reached 36 million annualized subscription rate in just 45 days, and is considered a leading example of how agentic AI is moving from simple chat to real-world automation at scale. And by the way, if you want to use it for yourself or your company, the pricing is not high. It's like anywhere from $20 to $30. Well, they have a free layer as well. They are in California, in Palo Alto, and they raised 60 million last year and 100 million this year. And these are the founders of the company. Next, IBM and HSBC used quantum computers to improve trading. Up to 34% improvement in predicting something, and this is the world's first empirical evidence of quantum computing practical value in financial services. So this is the article on IBM website. Netflix, yeah, this is technology. And this paper on Medium, it analyzes that microservices distributed architecture is not always good, and that sometimes monolithic architecture is better, and that's based on experience from Netflix. So you see, monolithic systems can offer superior scalability and operational simplicity. And the problem with microservices, with distributed architectures, that there is a recurring network tax, and also debugging distributed systems is more difficult. StoneMQ. So this is open source messaging, and it is written in Rust. So it's a high performance, it's 6 times faster and 70% cheaper than Kafka. And this is basically substitution for Kafka. It is Kafka compatible. You just remove Kafka, put this in instead of it, and it will work immediately. Efficient scaling, logging, tracing, fully open source under Apache 2.0. So, you know, Kafka is a very famous project, but Java based, and this is Rust based, so it's much better. Okay, next. Uh, we spoke about RAG, retrieval augmented generation, multiple times, and there are multiple repositories with the systems, but it would be nice to you just go in Python and say pip install RAG and just use it. And there are modules like that. So you see pip install RAG chain, RAG lite, flash RAG dev, and Meta GPT also has RAG. And so these are some repositories and PyPy pages for that. So using RAG becomes easier and easier. Next, Tracer, AI coding assistant. So this is YouTube demo, what it is. So what Tracer does, it creates detailed actionable plans before any coding begins. So it's like a planning layer that ensures crystal clear input to AI agents, uses multiple background planners and automatic context. Tracer offers a pro plan at $25 a month. Next, new Gemini model called Flash Lite. It is much faster than previous models, reduces output tokens by half, low latency, so very fast, improved performance over the previous non-thinking versions of Gemini 2.5 Flash, maintains accuracy while delivering results much faster, available on Google AI Studio, can be grounded with Google Search. Very important. Supports URL context reading, runs on standard Google hardware, no specialized hardware like Grok or Cerebras needed. Okay, next. This is very interesting interview with Richard Sutton. Richard Sutton is like father of reinforcement learning, although he was not doing AI. It's about animals and how you train animals. But in this interview, he says that he believes LLMs is a dead end, and he says LLMs mimic what people say, not what actually happens in the world, whereas reinforcement learning is about learning from direct experience and consequences. So he points a lot of drawbacks in LLMs and reinforcement learning as alternative. So what he believes should happen eventually, that there will be models which can learn from experience, not from like pre-training. So not a parrot which just learns to repeat something statistically, a stochastical parrot, but as actually entity which can learn from its own experience. You see, infants learn from trial and error, not imitation or supervised learning. Supervised learning doesn't happen in nature. No examples of correct behavior exist. Understanding squirrels would get us most of the way to understanding human intelligence. And he believes that this transition from kind of parrots, today's LLMs, to like learning systems is inevitable and eventually will happen. Next, this is interesting. A video from Matthew Berman, 21 things you should be using AI for in your like regular life, like visualize interior designs or fashions, like how clothing will look at you, reconstruct historic sites, create 3D product designs, 3D animations for DJs and concert backgrounds, use AI coding agents, design modern business cards, banners, and so on, convert images and documents between formats. Well, I do this all the time, convert images, detect. Today, for example, I took the image, removed the text, and put different text into this image using Gemini. Detect phishing and scam attempts. Estimate rooftop solar installations potential and financial returns using Google Maps. Schedule daily news. Well, and so on, so on. So many things you can do with AI. Evaluate AI for production. Yeah, this is a practical thing. These are two videos. Uh, and So Peter Young, I highly recommend you to subscribe to his channels and newsletters. So this is very practical. When you build AI for your business, how you evaluate its performance, how you approach it. So one of the strange for me was that they recommend to establish a criteria, yes or no. So not like gradual, like for example, average scores like 3.2 or 3.7, they create ambiguity. So always ask, was this failure present, yes or no? This is interesting. But anyway, these are the links and this is the summary, and later you can look at the slides if you're interested. But I think these two videos gives a very good practical like path how to do this. Rust instead of Python for AI. So today production AI inference is mostly done using NVIDIA GPUs via CUDA library and Python for orchestration. So these are all the major vendors: OpenAI, Anthropic, Gemini, Perplexity, Mistral, Qwen, DeepSeek, NVIDIA, and languages used. You see overall same thing: Python, C++, and CUDA. Well, sometimes, like for Google, for example, they have their own TPU libraries because they have their own hardware called TPU, uh, tensor processing units. And somehow they use Java, I don't know why. But now things are changing because now there are some very good libraries in Rust. So Rust provides compelling alternative for production, for inference. Rust AI libraries are now surpassing Python for production real-time inference and Edge AI for like smartphones due to Rust's concurrency, efficiency, and simpler deployment. So these are several libraries which exist in Rust. What's interesting about Apple, Apple is rewriting key parts of iOS in Rust-like languages for safety and performance, fewer crashes, better security. So this may be a beginning, a start of a Rust-shaped future for iOS developers. Next, last time I spoke about exponential growth of AI, and I was giving example of the green like algae taking over the pond, and was predicting that in like some of the let's say junior software engineers may disappear in about like 3 hops, like 6 months periods, or maybe 3 years at the maximum. But at the same time, there are other considerations which may slow down the process. And here there is example what was happening with electrical cars and self-driving cars. So currently the total number of passenger cars in US is about 100 million. Tesla is only 4 million. Tesla started production in 2008. Well, first it was slow. Now they're making about million cars per year, but overall in 17 years, they only produced 4 million cars, which is about only 4%. Like all other manufacturers combined, they made maybe another 4 million. So it may take many years to make significant difference simply because of like manufacturing. Now, what about taxis, robotaxis? So there are cars now in US in several countries, several cities, several states, but still there are only 1.5 thousand. So it's a very small amount. For example, in New York City alone, there is more than 120,000, and this is just one big city. So this is less than 1% of all taxi cars in US. So it will take a lot of years to make a dent. Look at now at trucks, it's semi-trucks. There are 13 million, more than 13 million trucks in the US and 3.6 million truck drivers. But how many are self-driving? There is only 400 now, so it's less than 0.01% of all trucks. Again, manufacturing, and it will take many, many years, although the technology is already available. Next is about jobs. So this is updated leaderboard. We just started October, and yeah, there is no major changes. And this is me as usual. And thank you.